Hey everyone. So this is Michelle, Paladin Global Market, and I am so glad to have you here today. Now, this is my first live, so pardon me as I adjust things. Here we go. Hey guys, happy Sunday. I hope everyone's getting ready for Thanksgiving and getting all the stuff ready, groceries and planning your recipes and getting time together with your family. But what I wanted to do is take a time at least once a month to be able to come to you, answer any questions that you may have. I have received several questions recently on having an eBay business, having an eBay consignment business. Where do I find my inventory? So I figured live is a great way to be able to answer those questions for you. So I hope you guys enjoy this. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started and let me know if you have any questions. So the first thing is I want to go over what is the difference between having a regular eBay business and having an eBay consignment business. It is two different business models. The first thing that I have to say is I started my eBay business almost 16 years ago so I could stay home with my little girl. And I was desperate to replace my income very quickly. I was working in my dental career at the time. I was home on maternity leave, and I was like, I have got to figure out a way to replace this income so I could stay home with her while she was a newborn. So I just started going out anywhere and everywhere to try to find inventory. I have to say, the first year of my business, that was the struggles of trying to figure this thing out. I was desperate. I was determined. I would go to any place I could find. I remember my first purchase for resale was buying purses on the side of the road. Someone had a table set out for them. I learned very quickly that you don't buy things that don't have a brand following, because although they were nice purses, they were not purses that people knew to look for when they're online. Therefore, it wasn't typically a good thing to resell on eBay. So I went to thrift stores, which were really good, garage sales. That's my bread and butter. I really enjoy garage sales, but you can only do garage sales typically on Fridays and Saturdays. So I then ventured out to estate sales, government auctions. I've bought storage units. I've had pallets. You name it, I've done it. Well, I was at a crossroad in my business because I could only do that so much. I could only physically go out and find so many items and could only go to a certain level of income. I started looking at getting things from China, doing my own private label product, which eventually I have done. I've had my own private label product for about 3 years now, because I was looking at buying inventory that I'd have to take pictures on, new pictures of these items for each item, because it's all different, descriptions, pricing, boxes to fit different items for their shapes and sizes. And so you could only do that so much. So having something that was one item that had one time you have to take the pictures for, one time for the description, one package size to have to store, was very enticing. But that's a whole nother game. It's a whole nother type of business. And we can go into that in future live videos if you guys are interested in private label products. But I came to a crossroad where I'm like, all right, I can only source so much at these different, my favorite little spots. And it was taking a lot of time to do it that way. So I figured out another reason I came across eBay consignment was that money was tight. I mean, I had given up a dental career that I had had at that time for almost 15 years. And so I was making good money, and to be able to resign to stay home with my newborn, I mean, we weren't like rolling in it. I can tell you that. Of course, and again, I was trying to learn this new business. So I discovered eBay consignment because I didn't have to go and spend the money for this inventory, hoping to God it was going to sell and hoping I'd get my money back and hoping I'd get it back quickly so I could reinvest it in my business. So eBay consignment became a very enticing business model for me. And when I had that aha moment, I'm like, oh my gosh, this could be really good. I remember I put out signs on the side of the road. I could sell your stuff for you on eBay. And I started getting phone calls and I started getting inventory. And it was very cool because I was able to tap into inventory that I normally wouldn't have had the money to be able to purchase. higher priced items that I could resell for them, and I get paid based on the sale. I get paid based on my time and my expertise. So I think it's a really cool thing for potential business owners, eBay business owners, to consider. First, I would recommend highly for you to have a little bit of experience on eBay, because you do need to start building up your feedback score first. You need to start getting used to the eBay sales cycle, and then you can start, telling other people that you can sell their things for them on eBay. So it's something that I highly recommend, but it is definitely a couple of steps that you will want to be careful on to take as you start to explore this business model. So the pros and cons. One, the pros of reselling your own items. One, you're your own boss in that sense. You can sell it as quickly or as slow as you want. If you make a mistake, it's on you. It's not on anybody else. But the other thing is your cash flow is now held up into that item until you sell that item. The pros of having eBay consignment is you don't have to put any money up front, but you do have to answer to somebody else. This is not your item. So you do need to then take in consideration the customer service aspect. So eBay consignment isn't for everybody. If you don't want to have to be able to do that customer service side of intaking the inventory, having your consignment contract signed up front, making sure that you're pricing these items correctly, you can't just go and say, hey, if you get a best offer on an item and you're selling it for someone else, you can't just, unless you've set it up ahead of time, you can't just say, okay, yes, I'll take it. You need to consult with the item's owner, your consignment client. So that is something that you need to consider as far as pros and cons in that regards. Another thing is cash flow, of course, as I've already touched on. So I have some notes here. You see me looking past the camera. Cash flow. When you have your own reselling business, you have to put a lot of money up front, hoping that you'll resell the item. When you have a consignment business, you do not have to put any money up front, but you put your time and your expertise up front. But it can be very lucrative. But you do have your time, your customer service. The next thing is deadlines. So time and deadlines between having a reselling business and having a consignment business. When you have a reselling where you're just selling your own items, you are constantly going out sourcing for inventory in different places, and you have to spend a lot of time on the front end to be able to go get these items, hoping that you're getting them before other resellers are getting them, getting up at the crack of dawn for Saturday morning garage sales and auctions and estate sales and stuff like that. It's very fun to do that. Don't get me wrong. I thoroughly enjoy that. I know a lot of resellers do as well. But when you have a consignment business, the stuff comes to you. I mean, I literally had 4 clients give me inventory. If you could see my office right now, it looks pretty right here, but I've got some work to do after I get off this live video, because inventory comes to you, which is a great problem to have. I have more business than I know what to do with. I don't have to worry about the competition when you're having an eBay consignment business, because think about it. Everyone has something that they want to sell or get rid of. Everyone. And it's so cool to see. Whenever people hear that I resell on eBay, stuff comes to me and people tell other people about. Of course, you got to take care of them and have a good business relationship with them where they would want to recommend you to resell their items for them. But I'm telling you guys that it is a very lucrative business model. I don't have enough time in the day to be able to sell all the inventory that's made available to me. So the next thing is organization. Okay, so when you're a business owner, and I know when I first started my eBay business about 16 years ago, I had to learn this out. I was younger. I was also learning budgeting and my own personal discipline in that regards. But you have a lot of record keeping when you have a business. Now you can do it in bite-sized pieces, which is what I definitely recommend, so that For instance, when I sell an item on eBay, I stop right then and I record the stuff into my spreadsheet. It doesn't take me long at all. Now, mind you, I am, some businesses, reselling businesses, they are selling like 50 items a day. I'm not at that. I don't want to sell that much. I enjoy teaching others to do as well, what I've done. And what I continue to do. But so some businesses may choose to do this differently. But for me, I'm just sharing my experience and see if it fits for you. Recording things right as you go and putting it right into your spreadsheet. So you have the organization that you need to have as an eBay business by keeping those records. But if you want to have a consignment business, you also have reports that you need to make available to your clients. So not only am I keeping those records, which really those records, then you translate over into your consignment spreadsheet. I've had some spreadsheets developed from over the years of just creating mine. I've had them made available. I have a course coming out soon on my consignment course. I already have a starting your eBay business course. But the consignment course, these spreadsheets are where you can just pop in the item, what the client has approved for you to sell the item at, your percent. I go over that in a little more detail in the course, but it just shows you the different levels. I get asked that a lot. How much do you charge to sell an item for someone else on eBay? And the answer is, it depends. It depends. Is it a family member or a really close friend? I'm not going to charge them as much as someone who's come to me in a retail type setting where they have been, heard about me from a friend, or if I posted something online, which I haven't done that in quite a while to try to get new clients because I've been very fortunate that I have more inventory than I have time to take care of. But you do need to be able to take the time, and you have to have the organization in place for your eBay business and your detailed records, but also for your eBay consignment client so that they can feel that they're a part of this business model and that they're enjoying that as well. And the next thing, customer service. All right. So again, eBay consignment is not for everybody, and eBay business isn't for everybody. I enjoy it because I have done from full-time eBay business to part-time to just a little bit to amping it back up. So it is a very flexible business model. But for customer service reasons, when you have an eBay consignment business, you are taking care of your client. You're taking care of your eBay buyers. So if that's something that doesn't interest you, this may not be something for you because you do want to enjoy what you're doing. I mean, yes, it can be very lucrative, but if you're not enjoying it, there's other things out there that you can make extra income on. And then the last thing I just wanted to review was profits. So I found from my own experience that when you have you're reselling your own items on eBay, that I could, like I said, I could only hit a ceiling of profits because I could only do so much in a day in that regards. And when I went out sourcing for inventory at garage sales and thrift stores and state sales and that type of thing, they're just selling a certain level of items. You usually aren't going to be finding, the Louis Vuitton genuine purses. You're not going to be finding the vehicles. I sell vehicles for other people online and motorcycles and that type of thing, timeshares. When I'm doing consignment clients, I'm tapping into this. You think about, you get paid based on a percent. And when you sell, if you're just buying, eBay's known for Beanie Babies. I wouldn't recommend selling Beanie Babies, but years ago, you're selling a Beanie Baby versus selling someone's motorcycle. I mean, there's a lot of difference there. So as you can tell, I'm a big fan of eBay consignment. And it has been a really great business for me, but there are definitely pros and cons to it. So I hope you guys enjoyed. This is my first live video. As you probably have seen, I've done tons of the YouTube videos and really trying to get out there and help answer questions. And my heart's desire is to help people that are looking for making extra money, or that want to fully replace their income so they could stay home with their little ones like I was able to do. I want to help them so they don't have such a bumpy road as I did. I mean, my first year of my eBay business, my gosh, guys, it was tough. there wasn't YouTube, or at least I didn't know about it back then. And I just had to figure it out. And so I think that's why I have such a heart's desire to make these YouTube videos, to do live things, to do my courses, to do things like that, is to help, people that are they're struggling, especially in 2020. My gosh, has this been a crazy year, huh? And even though it's different, and even though sourcing is different than it used to be, I've gone to garage sales with my mask on, with hand sanitizer like crazy, and social distancing. It can still be done. And I think eBay Consignment, even in 2020, I think is actually even more appealing because you're dealing with your friends and family typically. And the word gets out, and it's really cool how it spreads. So will you guys let me know if you have any questions, any ideas that you'd like for future live videos? I'm going to just make it a goal to do one live a month. So just be looking I'll give you guys some more time than I did today. Like I said, today I just wanted to just do it. I've had it on my heart to do, and I just wanted to just jump out and do it. Make sure if you enjoy this type of content, you like this video, you also subscribe and hit the bell button. You'll be notified for future live videos that I make for you guys. I hope you guys have a very happy Thanksgiving, and I am thankful for you, and I'm here to help if you have any questions. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye, guys.